Jai Hind to all. This is Akanksha Shukla from IT department, and today I am going to discuss one of the topic that is related to subject artificial intelligence. So before going forward to that particular topic, first of all, I will give a brief interview about definition about intelligence and what is the basic difference between that intelligence and artificial intelligence, and how artificial intelligence is different from intelligence. So basically, the intelligence is a natural process, and it is we can say that it is actually hereditary, and comparatively to intelligence, the artificial intelligence is programmed by human beings. The intelligence is being programmed, and then that intelligence is being provided to a particular system. That system is being driven by the artificial intelligence. So it is actually, intelligence is actually hereditary, and artificial intelligence is not hereditary. In intelligence, we can say that knowledge is required for intelligence, and here in artificial intelligence, knowledge base and electricity both are required to generate the particular output. So what we do, we particularly provide the knowledge base, and some electricity provisions are also provided to that particular system. After that, we are going to have a particular output that we want. In intelligence, we may get better solutions from the other humans also, because no human is an expert, and no human is we can say that no one is perfect, or no human is an expert. So we may get better solutions from other persons also, and whereas in artificial intelligence, we create the expert systems which aggregate many persons' experiences and ideas. So that particular system is only responsible to generate the output. So here we are going to create the expert systems which are dependent on the person's experiences and ideas, and here we have we can get better solutions, or we can have any other solutions from the other humans also. So this chart is showing the basic difference between what is intelligence and what is artificial intelligence. Now, the study of how to make the computers to do things at the moment people are better. So the artificial intelligence is basically the ability of a computer to act like a human being. It is a system, or it is the ability of a computer which acts as a human being. So in artificial intelligence, what we do, we enable the system that can think like humans, that can act like humans, and that can think rationally, and that can think or act rationally, both. Okay. Now, there are some definitions of the artificial intelligence, which is organized in the 4 categories given by different scientists or different informators. Now, what is intelligence? What is artificial intelligence? What is agent? And what is rationality? These 4 are the terminologies which we commonly use in artificial intelligence. So, intelligence is ability to apply the knowledge in order to perform better in an environment, or artificial intelligence is another thing in which we study and construct the agent programs that can perform well in a given environment for a given agent architecture. Further, I will explain that what is environment, how in artificial intelligence, what is the environment, what are the agents, how agent performs in an environment. I will explain further. So next is agent. Agent is basically an entity that acts or that responses by percepting from the environment, and then act with the help of the sensory devices. They senses the perceptions or percepts from the environment. So basically, the agent is a entity which perform their actions in response to the percepts what they receive from the environment. Now, next one is rationality. It is one of the property of the system which does the right thing only. Okay, given whatever the things given to that, based on that information, it does the right things only. Okay, what is logical reasoning? The process of deriving the new sentences from the old one, such that the new sentences are necessarily true if the old ones are true. So in this logical reasoning, we are going to derive the new concepts from the old one. So if the old one is true, then the new will also be true, and if the old one is false, then new new sentences which is derived from that old one will also be false. Now, there are 4 approaches of artificial intelligence: acting humanly, thinking rationally, and acting rationally. The one of the best example in which we can see the acting humanly approach of artificial intelligence is a Turing test approach, in which if we are having a system given some questions and answers, and based on that questions the system is giving the answers, that answers is so competent that even human being is not human being cannot identify that whether the answers are coming from the system or that answers are coming from the human being only. So the Turing test approach, in which the system is acting as like as human being, is so perfect manner that even human being cannot identify that whether the response is coming from the system only or from the other human being only. Next one is thinking humanly. In this, the cognitive modeling approach comes under this approach, and then the thinking rationally is the law of thought approach, and in acting rationally we have a rational agent approach. So these 4 are mainly the approaches which we use in artificial intelligence. Now, what is NLP? Basically, it enables the system to communicate successfully in English just like as human being. Knowledge representation is basically a store in which we store the things that what is knows or what is here or what is the agents are percepting from the environment. The automated reasoning is used to store the information for just answering or answer the questions and to draw the new conclusions from that old one. The machine learning is a technique which is used to adapt to new circumstances and to detect and extrapolate the patterns only. Now, what is the future of artificial intelligence? We can see that artificial or AI techniques are basically used in all the fields, just like transportations, just like in education fields, healthcare, manufacturing, stock market prediction. In each and every field we can see the applications of AIs. These are some characteristics of the intelligent agents. As I already told that what are agents? Agents are the entities which are going to perceive the things from the environment, and based on that perceptions they are going to perform their actions. So some characteristics which an agent will have, they are explained there. First one is situatedness, in which what happens, these characteristics of intelligent agents performs that the agent receives some form of sensory inputs from the environment, and then it performs on some actions based on that perceptions. That actions have the ability that can change its environment in some way. So the best example of environment is the physical world and the internet. Okay. What is the autonomy characteristic of intelligent agent? In this characteristic, the agent can act without having their direct intervention by the humans or by the other agents, and that it has proper control over its own actions and their internal state. In this, without direct intervention by humans, they can act properly or they can act their actions in this kind of characteristics of intelligent agent. So basically, in autonomy characteristics, the agent can act without their having direct interventions by the humans or by the any other kind of agents. The next one is adaptivity. The next one is adaptivity. In this, agent is going to react flexibly to change its environment, and it is taking goal directive initiatives when appropriate, and the agents can also learn from their own experiences, from their own environments, and from having their interactions with the other agents which are present in the particular environment. What is the characteristic? Sociability. The agent is capable of interacting in a peer-to-peer manner with the other agents or humans. So this kind of interaction in which agent is interacting with other humans or with other agents is known as sociability. That how social that particular agent is, how sociability characteristics that agent is performing. Now the main topic is agent and its types. So here we can see a general diagram in which this part shows the agent and this one is the environment. So what the agent will do, agent with the help of sensors or with the help of sensory devices, it perceives from the environments, and then with the help of actuators, it performs their actions to to particular environment. So this is known as their actions, or this is known as their responses. The agent responses is shown by the actions, and with the help of sensors, the agents can perceive whatever the perception that particular agent is going to enclose from the environment. Now, agent is anything that can be viewed as perceiving its environment through the sensors and then acting upon that environment through the actuators. So, what are the human sensors, what are human actuators, and what are robotic sensors, and what are robotic actuators. So, human sensors, under the human sensors, we have eyes, ears and other organs for the sensor. All the other human organs that are responsible for sensing anything comes under the human sensors only. What are the human actuators? Hands, legs, mouth and other body parts are coming under the human actuators part. What are the robotic sensors? Mics, cameras, infrared ranges, finders for the sensors. And what are the robotic actuators? Motors, displays, speakers and many more can come under the robotic actuators. Now, there are three classifications of the agents: human agent, robotic agent and software agent. So, human agent has eyes, ears and other organs which work especially for the sensors, and hands, legs, vocal tract out for the actuators. What are the robotic agents? They can have their cameras, infrared ranges and NLP, basically natural language processing, is used for the sensors, and various motors which we use in the robotic systems, that various motors come under the actuators parts. What is software agent? It can have keystrokes, files, contents as sensory devices and act on those inputs when the particular agent is going to display some output on the screen, that is known as actuators. So, we can say here that the whole world around us is full of agents such as thermostats, cell phones, cameras. Even we are also acting as agent. So, before moving forward, we should first know about the sensors, effectors and the actuators. So, what are the sensors? Basically, it is a device which detects the changes, whatever the changes is occurring in the environment. That detection is particularly responsible for the sensory devices. And so, what is the working of sensors? Basically, that device detects the changes in the environment, and then that changes, whatever that changes it detects, it sends the information to the other devices, and an agent observes its environment through the sensor. As already I have shown you in the particular general diagram of the agent, that agent observes the environment with the help of sensors. Agent perceives the environment with the help of sensory devices. Now, what is actuators? Basically, actuators are the components or the parts of the machines that are going to convert energy into the motions. So, actuators are only responsible for moving and controlling the systems. An actuator can be in electronic motors, gears, rails, chassis in the rail engines. So, these motors are coming under the actuators only. What are the effectors? Basically, the effectors are those devices which have the capability to affect the environments. So, effectors can be legs, wheels, arms, fingers, wings, fins and display screen, because these all have the characteristics to have affecting the environment. Here another diagram. This is an environment. This is a effector. It perceives from the environment, and based on that perception, it is going to perform their actions with the help of sensory devices. With the help of sensory device, eye, and what are the effectors in this particular diagram? Hands and legs are the effectors. So, based on that sensory devices, that particular agent has perceived the things from the environment, and based on that things, whatever he has perceived from the environment, it is going to perform their action over that particular environment. And it may be possible that that particular action of this agent have ability to perform some changes in the environment also. Now, there are some properties of the environment also. One is fully observable and another one is partially observable. So, the environment which is having the capability, or in the environment in which everything is known or everything is informed, that particular environment is known as fully observable. If in a particular environment an agent sensors can sense or access the complete state of the environment at each and every point of time, then that particular environment comes under the fully observable only. Else that particular environment is known as partially observable. So comparatively to partially observable, fully observable environment is easy, as there is no need to maintain the internal state to keep track history of the world, because in fully observable environment the agent can sense each and every state of the environment at each and every point. So complete knowledge of the environment is already being provided to the agent. So there is no need to keep track of the history of the world or history of the environment in fully observable. That's why here it is said that fully observable environment is easy to identify or easy to maintain. So the agent with no sensors in all the environments are known as unobservable environment. So basically here it is being showed that there are three patterns for the environments. First one is fully observable, second one is partially observable, and the third one is unobservable, where the agent with no sensors in all the environments are being provided. Then such an environment is known as unobservable. For example, the chessboard. Here the chessboard example is given. In chessboard, we have the fully observable environment because the board is fully observable. The two agents which are going to play the game, for both the two agents, each and everything is known, each and everything is fully observable, that what the moves are going to perform by the person A and what the moves are going to be performed by the person B. So the board is fully observable as our opponent's moves. So the chess example is coming under the fully observable environment. What the next example is given here? Driving. So in driving, what is the main aspects in driving example? Whatever the next bend is, it is not observable. That's why that particular environment comes under the partially observable environment, because in driving we don't have fully knowledge about the environment, about the complete state of the environment. At each and every point of time we don't have any complete knowledge. We are having partial knowledge about the environment. That's why driving example is coming under the partial observable environment. Now, what are the rational agents? As I have already defined the rationality word, that the word rational or rational system always does the right thing. Whatever the information is given to that, they perform the right actions, they perform the right things based on that knowledge. So a system is rational if and only if it does the right thing given what it knows. The characteristics of the rational agents are, basically the agents have the prior knowledge of the environment, the performance measure that defines the criteria of the success of that particular environment, the actions that the agents can perform, and the agent's percept sequence up to date is also given. Okay, so for every possible percept sequence, a rational agent has the capability to select an action that is expected to be maximized, that is expected to maximize their performance measure. So what is the concept behind the rational agent? That there are so many alternatives, there are so many solutions for a particular problem is given, but what the rational agent will do, it will select that particular action that is expected to perform or to maximize its performance measure in the higher manner. So basically the rational agent will maximize the performance by selecting that particular action which has the capability to maximize its performance, given the evidences provided by the perceptive sequences and whatever built-in knowledge it has been provided to the particular agent. So based on that information, based on that knowledge, the rational agent always select an action which has the capability to maximize the performance measure. Next one is omniscient agent. An omniscient agent knows the actual outcome of its actions and can act accordingly. But omniscience is impossible in reality. So that particular agent is not feasible in real world. What is ideal rational agent? It perceives and does the things right, and it has a greater performance measure comparatively to rational agent. Examples are given here: crossing road and clock. So if you are having an example of crossing road, here first perception occurs on both the sides of the roads and then only the action will be performed. No perception occurs in degenerate agent. If you are having another example clock, then it also does not view the surroundings. No matter what happens outside the world, whatever is happening outside the world, the clock will work based on the inbuilt program only. It will have no effect. It will have no changes based on the environment, based on the surroundings. It will only work, or it will only do the right things, whatever the inbuilt program is provided to that particular clock. What is the ideal agent? It describes by the ideal mappings only, specifying which actions can agent ought to take in response to give any percept sequence provided a design for the ideal agent. So basically, ideal agents are described by their ideal mappings. So in this kind of particular agents, we are having the ideal mappings only, and the agent will perform the actions only based on the percept sequences which are given from that environment. Just like square root function calculation in calculators. Now, what is the structure of intelligent agent? Here we can see that the agent is equal to architecture plus agent program. So, the architecture is the machinery part in which the agent will be going to execute that particular program, and the next one is agent program, which is the implementation of an agent function, just like algorithm, logics or softwares. So basically the agent is a combination of both these two words, architecture plus agent program. Agent program is a software part and architecture is a hardware part. Now, what are the different kinds of agents? So first one is simple reflex agent. The second one is model based reflex agents, goal based agents, and utility based agents and learning agents. So the simple reflex agent, we will move on to the next topic, simple reflex agent. So in the simple reflex agents, these are the out of all these 5 agents, the simple reflex agent, as its name says, that simple. So it is one of the simplest agents in which the agent will take decisions on the basis of the current percepts only and ignore the rest of the percept history, past states. So in this particular kind of agent, the agent will only take, or the agent will only perceive the current state of the system or current state of the environment, ignoring the past states. These agents can only be succeeded in the fully observable environment because they are going to ignore the rest of the percept history, they are going to ignore the past states. So that's why these agents will only be successful in the fully observable environment. They do not consider any part of the percept history during making their decisions and during their action processes. So it works on mainly the condition action rule. Based on the condition, they perform their actions. So they are going to map the current state with the appropriate actions. The example of this particular agent is room cleaner agent. So what the room cleaner agent will do? It works only if there is dirt in the room. Otherwise, it will not work. So that particular agent will perceive only the current state. At that particular current time, at that point of time, if there is a dirt in the room, only then it works. Otherwise, it ignores the past history or past percept history of the environment. Problems for the simple reflex agent design approaches are, they have very limited intelligence because they are not maintaining any past percept history. They do not have any knowledge of non-perceptual parts of the current state, mostly too big to generate and to store, and they have not capability or they have not characteristics of adaptability. So not adaptive to changes, to perform changes in the environment. What is condition action rule, which is used in this particular kind of agent? It is just a rule that maps a condition to the action. Okay. So example of this particular agent is, if car in front is braking, then initiate braking. In this kind of particular example, there is no agent is performing their actions only based on the current state of the system, not on the past percept history. This is a simple diagram in which we have agent which is percepting the things from the environment with the help of sensors, and then it senses the environment, and then what is the world is like now, it can perceive from the agent, and then based on the condition action rule, it is going to perform the action whatever the knowledge is provided to that, and with the help of actuators it is going to perform the actions only. Then the next one is model based reflex agents. Basically model based reflex agents can work in partially observable environment, whereas simple reflex agent works in fully observable environment. So it works in partially observable environment and then track the situations. It has two important factors. One is model, which is knowledge about how the things are happening in the world. So that's why this agent is known as model based agent, because this agent has complete knowledge about how the things are happening in the environment or in the world. Next one is internal state, which is a representation of the current state based on the perceived history. So in this kind of agent, we are having this kind of agent is maintaining the perceived history also. These agents have the model, which is knowledge of the world, and based on that particular model, they are going to perform the actions. So while performing the actions, they are updating the agent states also, that how the world evolves and how the agent actions can have their affection over the world. This is a simple diagram in which with the help of sensors, it perceives from the environment, then what is the world like now, then what is the world is like now has the states that how the world evolves, what my actions do can have their effects over the particular environment. After that particular knowledge, acquiring that particular knowledge of the perceived history only, then agent with the help of condition action rules can apply the actuators, and then that particular agent is performing their actions. Now what is goal based agent? In the goal based agent, the knowledge of the current state environment is not always sufficient to decide for an agent to what to do. So the agent needs to know that whatever the goal state is, okay, which describes their particular desirable solutions. Out of many alternatives, out of many possible solutions, the agent needs to know its goal state. So goal based agents basically expand the capabilities of the model based agents by having the goal information. Here the information about the goal state is also known. So they choose an action. So they choose that particular sequences of actions that have the capability so that they can achieve the goal. So it may be possible that these agents may have to consider a long sequences of the possible actions before deciding that whether the goal is achieved or not. So in this, what the world is like now based on the states, how the world evolves, what my action do, and also in this kind of particular agent, they perceive from the environment, whatever the information they perceive from the environment. After that, they also check that how the world evolves and whatever the actions we are going to perform, then what it will be like if I do action A. So they are going to perform the checks also, that if I will perform action A, then how that action A will affect the environment, how that action A has its effects over the environment, whether that action has the capability to achieve the goal state or not. After that, it will check that what action I should do now, that is goal oriented or not. So with the help of these information, then finally it will perform the actions with the help of actuators. Now next one is utility based agents. These agents are just like similar to goal based, except they provide the extra capability or extra component of utility measurement. That measurement is also known as level of happiness, which makes it different by providing the measure of success at a given state. So utility based agent act based not only the goal based but also the best way to achieve the goal. Just like as I told you that there are many alternatives, there are many solutions. Out of that alternatives, out of that solutions, that particular agent defines the ways by which it can achieve its goal in a better manner. So utility based agent is useful whenever there are multiple possible alternatives and an agent has to choose in order to perform the best actions. Out of that alternatives, when the agent has to choose that which particular sequences of actions can have the better achievement. So there is in this utility based agent, there is a utility function which maps each state to a real number to check that how efficiently that particular action is going to achieve the goals. So just like goal based agent, the diagram is similar. Here also, with the help of sensor, agent is percepting from the environment whatever the knowledge it has been provided here. After that, it performs the checks that how happy I will be in such a state. So that particular level of happiness, that particular level of success, it will going to check at each level, and when or at which point it is that particular goal is achieved, then that particular agent is going to perform their actions with the help of activators. Okay. Now the next one is learning agent. So the learning agent, it is also a kind of agent. That particular kind of agent learns from its past experiences, or it has a learning capabilities, so that it can learn from their past experiences. So what happens, it starts to act with the basic knowledge, and it act accordingly and adapt automatically through their learning experiences further. So it has mainly 4 conceptual components. First one is learning element, which is able or which is responsible to make improvements by learning from the environments. What is the critic? That learning element takes the feedbacks from the critics. That describes that how well the agent is doing with respect to a fixed performance standard. So this particular critic function is just like a learning element takes feedback from the critic. That basically describes that how well the agent is going to perform their responsibilities. Next, what is performance element? That particular element is responsible for selecting the external actions only. What is the problem generator? This component is responsible for suggesting actions that are going to lead to a new and informative experiences. So learning agents are able to learn from their past experiences. They are able to analyze the performances and also look forward for a new ways to improve their performances. So here the diagram is a little bit different. So here is given a critic which checks the performance standard, and the learning element takes the feedback from that critic, and then whatever the learning goals are given, with that learning goals, the problem generator is going to generate the things or generate the knowledge which are going to feed to the performance element. Here the knowledge is being provided to the learning element also. In return, we are having some changes based on that learning element, based on that experiences, some changes are going to be provided, and based on that particular performance element, the activators are going to perform their actions. So these are some kinds of agents: simple reflex based, goal based, model based, and utility based, and learning agent. So these are the 5 kinds of agents which I had explained there. So that's all for today. Thank you.